securing our Laravel application. In this video, we will understand what's a session and how we can use sessions to store data across multiple requests. Now, what is a session? Basically, also, why do we need a session? Now, HTTP is a protocol on which our application is deployed. Now, HTTP applications are stateless. They just store the one request response cycle. After that, the server forgets about from where the request is coming. So if, for example, from this machine, I make a hit to the server requesting for some item, it returns me the response as if I can order that item or not. Now, if I again place an order for that same item, making a request to the server, for server, I am a new user because HTTP is based on a stateless protocol. We need session which can provide a way that we can store information about the user, understand from where the request is coming up from, and we can have the session maintained from the login and the logout of the user across multiple requests. Now, in Laravel, we can access session in three ways. We can use the HTTP request session method. We can also use the session facade, that is the Illuminate Support Facades session class, or else we can also use the session helper function. Whichever mechanism you use to access the session object to be able to store data in the session, from the session facets, you say put and a key value pair. Alternatively, you can use session helper function to store the key value data. For retrieving or pushing data, session push. If you want to retrieve an item, just say session get or session key. If you want to be able to retrieve all the data stored in a session, you can say session all. If you want to be able to determine if an item exists, session has. Remove, you can say forget a particular key, or for removing all the items from the session, we can say session flush as well. You want to regenerate the session ID, you can also use the regenerate function of the session facades. Let's go ahead and see how we can use the session in our application. Now, suppose that here remember the post controller where this index displays all the posts, and here I want to be able to store the data. So I will be saying use eliminate slash support slash facets slash session. Now, when I create a post, suppose I store some data, session put, and maybe I'll just say a key, and the value for the same is learn Laravel. Okay, that's it. Now, when I make a request, I'm storing this data in a key inside a session. If you want to access this, suppose I go to the show. So show method shows me a single post. I want to be able to access that object. I can just say echo session and get and the key. That is the name of the key. Now let's go ahead and test this. Open the browser. I click on block. It stores the object in a session. If it did, when I say on read more, you should be able to see let's learn Laravel being echoed on our screen. So this is the way I can use session. If you want to flush the session, definitely you can also say session flush to delete all the sessions. So suppose I say here, instead of session put, I can also say session and flush. Now, if I go ahead and click on block and I click on read more, you can see nothing is echoed because now there is no session data available. So this is the way if in case you want to store data across multiple requests and maintain the user's information across multiple requests, you can use the session object, maybe a session helper function or session from request objects, or maybe a session from the session facades. So with this, we come to an end of this video.